Hello and welcome to another episode of the Brothers Duel podcast. My name is Max Jasper.
I'm Luke Ricella.
And we are here with two individuals who, we'll be honest, we have wanted on our podcast since we thought of the idea. We thought when we thought of the Brothers Duel podcast, we're like, we need to get these two guys on. So without further ado, we have a film director, distance runner, water drinker, and movement enthusiast, which I had to Google what that meant, who we first knew as Will Besonen, but goes by the name Ville. So tell me, because we met you as Will, would you rather have us refer to you as Will or Ville for this podcast episode?
For this, Ville would be excellent.
Ville,
yes.
Wonderful. And then next to you, we have a similar thing, Arvo, correct? That's how we're going to refer to you?
Best, yeah.
Arvo, wonderful, wonderful. First, I want to kind of dive into both of you. So again, I don't know who wants to go first here, but where did you guys grow up, and how did you guys first get into the filmmaking scene? So who wants to go first?
Oh, I was born in Minnesota, but I've lived in Maryland for a while, and then I came back here just to, I don't know, see more family and stuff.
Yeah.
This was way before filmmaking or anything.
Yeah.
I was born to be a filmmaker. That's what you
Exactly,
were, Arvo.
yeah.
I can't say that honestly.
Yeah. What about you, Ville?
Yeah. So with me and my experience with filmmaking, my dad would always have a camcorder around the house, and he would film birthdays and holidays, and he'd always tell me, "Don't touch the camera. Don't touch the camera. It's an adult thing. You will break it." And I started off with sneaking out of my room at night and taking the camera and filming, kind of doing still shots around the house or filming me playing with my toys or whatever. And it wasn't until I got my own recording camera device, which was the 3DS.
Yeah,
I started making my own skits with my stuffed animals, or I would do weather reports with my cousins. And I would do my own news broadcasting thing in the basement during Thanksgiving. So it was stuff like that, and it slowly grew into the 3DS, then onto an iPad, filming stop motion and doing skits with my friends. And it wasn't until I went abroad to Finland for the first time in high school, which I took an art class. And a part of that art class was to make a short video for the class, and that is where I made movement crackers for the first time. And that was my first ever kind of support of I can be creative like this. I can create a kind of a funny narrative of running around to buy movement crackers at the store. And that
I took a look at that today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
your hair was very short in that. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yes. And so that was the start of being in Finland and getting that motivation of you can do these short films, and that then followed me back into high school, where I was very close with 8 friends, and we were pretty much a big friend group. And I started vlogging our road trips and our hangouts,
Canada,
and our campfire, and our Canada road trips. And we created our own unlisted YouTube channel where we had 20 plus videos throughout the entire year of senior year. It's unfortunate that it's all unlisted and private and shared among us, because I think a lot of the videos were super funny but super inappropriate and a lot of inside jokes, as you know, high school. And it was that got me to the rhythm of enjoying video making.
Yeah. So what led both of you to choosing the University of Minnesota Twin Cities to continue on your filmmaking journey?
Yeah, I'll start here. I'll keep the ball rolling here.
Yeah, please.
Where I originally went in through the Carlson School of Management for international business, because I knew I wanted to do something with Finnish and just international relations, international business. And I wanted to minor in the Finnish language. And film was not on my mind. I did not have the intention to film, and that I wanted to do international business, but I found out it sucked, and I hated it so very, very much. And the only way I could do a Finnish minor is if I was in CLV. The CLA. Yes.
CLA,
Yeah, College of Liberal Arts. Yeah.
Yes, liberal arts. And for the longest time, I was undecided until until we did the Finland Minnesota project, which is kind of fast forwarding over Isaac's experience with film. But it was, to go back to it, it was freshman year at the U, and Isaac and I joined the U of M Film Club Studio U, and we were lucky enough to get a project greenlit for a U of M mockumentary, and it was Isaac and I just shooting the shit, not really knowing what this would be, and we didn't have like an end result, but it was just us out in the field filming and just having fun. And we had no, we didn't plan on making this big film. We didn't plan on releasing it. Just we knew we were part of the film club and we were shooting something. So
Yeah.
it was that kind of break-in of having fun with film and not taking it too seriously. But to kind of wrap it, I did not go to the U with the intention of film.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Isaac? Why did you go to the U? You're from Maryland too.
Yeah, well, actually, I was born here in Minnesota, so I have like almost my entire family actually is more Midwestern than like East Coast.
Sure.
And then I think a big part of it actually was that when my friend was visiting, he really encouraged me to go out and see VILLE again because we hadn't actually talked in a long time. We lived in different states; it had been a while, and I found like surprisingly that VILLE was actually thinking about going to the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. And I was kind of just shocked by that. I had no idea that that was even on the table. And the whole time I had been really kind of indecisive about just where to go to school. Like some places were like perfect kind of location wise. Some places were perfect. Like I knew I wanted to go with the Midwest, but like some had the right programs. It was just, there wasn't like a kind of, how would you put it, like an edge, that any one place had that really made it the best. Until that point, and I was like, wait, you got like a guaranteed roommate, like an old friend, and it turned out we had like a lot of common interests that we were both trying to get into. So it just, we kind of just fell into it. It was like a just really random, like godsend kind of moment.
And kind of rewinding there, how did you both meet?
at Solompi at the Finnish language immersion camp in 2017.
Wow. Yeah. So you guys known each other almost 10 years.
I suppose, but yeah, like keep in mind it was like annually that we would see each other for most of that.
Yeah.
And only until 2023 that we even meet again in person after
Very
our
cool.
last year.
Yeah. So the next question I have for you is, Luke and I both met both of you thanks to the Student Filmmaking Club, Studio U. Mm-hmm. You kind of touched on it earlier, Ville, but how did you get involved with Studio U, and how did things kind of begin with that club, and kind of talk about your videos you do, because you guys do a video for like the 1 week film challenge.
Yes.
You do a video, you submit something every time. Even though you guys don't actually participate in the Studio U films, you still submit something. Why do you guys decide to do that?
Well, first it was, we had the task of the prop of the prime student.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went to like the first Studio U meeting kind of just to see how it was going. You know, we both had this interest in like just making films maybe as a fun, like a side
Yeah,
thing.
right.
So we just thought like, why not join? I mean, yeah, I don't know if we should talk more about the getting into the film background or...
Yeah, go for it. Go, please.
Yeah. Or
For you, I'm sure it's different, but for me, it was like when I was in high school, all I would do was like kind of just stay on the grind all day. Like I'd just be like, I was a big runner. I would run like for hours after. I'm sure you were as well. Yeah, and then I would do my schoolwork. I try to be a responsible kid. I came out with not that many like stories or like interesting things to talk about. And
You're here.
yeah, yeah, a lot of us I think feel sort of like it could have been different, you know. So I came out of that thinking like, what's something that like lasts that you can look back on and like talk about, you know, like a memory that kind of even fills it in for you as film does, right?
Yeah.
And so that was something for me that like just seemed obvious. It was like, this is fun. You can do it anywhere about anything, and yeah, it was just perfect. So then when I saw that Ville was like doing it and like already getting like a lot of experience, it would just seem perfect.
Yeah.
So we went to that club.
So the production you and I met on was called The Short Film That Goes Wrong, which was directed by both of your roommates at the time, John Nethercott,
Yeah.
and also co-written by me and co-edited by Luke. In that project, Ville, you play a very silly character named Officer Blake. So that was my first introduction to you, and I thought you were a very goofy guy. I did not think you were a super serious guy. I was like, oh, this guy's a goofball. That's what I thought of you. So what was your approach to that project? And same question for you, Arvo, because you play a very awkward guy who's really into aliens and stuff, and he's just this really weird, socially awkward guy. So what were your guys' approach to that project? Because obviously your roommate was directing it, and how did you kind of play those really weird characters? Because you guys, I watched the film, Short Film That Goes Wrong today. You guys do a great job. You guys, I laughed my ass off, especially you, Arvo. You were just like, like not making eye contact, scratching your eye with the alien suit on. That's fucking hilarious.
It comes rather naturally, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So the Blake and Kelly character that I was a part of actually originated from Isaac and I's first short film from Studio U. The mockumentary had two cops come to figure out why the campus was so weird.
Yeah, it was a mockumentary about
Yes.
the campus.
And what ended up happening was it was us and Jack. We had such a unique dynamic where the two cop characters, all of our lines were improv.
Yeah.
We wrote down what we wanted to say, but we realized, it's not that deep. We can just make it up as we go. And a lot of it was improv. And it was John who I believe he was inspired by that or interested in using that concept of the two Blake and Kelly characters from the mockumentary in the short film That Goes Wrong. So it's kind of weirdly like an Isaac I and Jack's like kind of creative kind of asset of well, what was the word I used? Not making it up. Ad-libbing. Hold up.
Yeah, ad-libbing, I guess.
Ad-libbing.
That works.
But yeah, kind of ad-libbing our lines. Improv, improv on the spot. And we continued that flow in the short film That Goes Wrong as well, where all of those lines, it was just Jack and I not following the script and just making it up on the fly.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
And then the Weed Wizard that happened.
Yes,
as well.
after seeing how hilarious you two were in the short film That Goes Wrong as Officer Blake and as Keith, Luke and I decided to cast both of you in our short film called The Weed Wizard, which is our most infamous short film. And Ville, you reprised your role as Officer Blake. You play the same character, but Arvo, you play the titular character, the Weed Wizard.
Right.
So I guess I kind of asked you about this earlier off camera, but obviously the Weed Wizard is unlisted on our YouTube channel. Have you shown anyone it? Obviously, I've sent you guys a couple cuts. Has anyone seen it? And anyone have nobody's seen it?
No.
Okay.
So maybe we should have shown people that because I actually think it's pretty fun. I think almost everyone that was a part of that project really likes the film. It seems like you guys just don't like it.
Well, I mean, it's because there's a lot of like technical errors, like there's so many wide shots, bad lighting, just like sound errors as well. It's just like it's not something that like you want to show off as like, oh, here's my short film. It's like, nah, here's this silly thing that me and my friends did a few months ago, right?
That's understandable, I guess, like the technical aspects.
Yeah.
So like I like the flow of it, like the music you guys used as well. Like at least I don't remember in the second cut, but in the first cut it really flowed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It.
There's two cuts.
There are two cuts of the Weed
Wizard. It was such a tumultuous project for me and Max that we had to have two different versions of it.
Right.
Yeah, and so as a little bonus to our audience, I would like to play, with your consent, Ville, the voice memo you left me as you, Jack, Arvo, and John were heading over to start filming The Weed Wizard. So here is that. It's only a minute long, so it's not super long, but here it is. And obviously, for editing's sake, I will make it louder.
This is Blake and Kelly. We've been testing all the speed bumps in the low-income neighborhoods, but I think we've ran over every single one. So now we're on the way.
Hey Max, this is Blake and Kelly, clocking in at the Minneapolis Police Department. We've been a little busy.
I thought you were Max, and I was Blake, and then who's Kelly?
Anyways, I just woke up, took a zitty, and my partner Kelly here won't stop talking about the ladies you smooched last night. So we had to take a stressful drive to the low-income neighborhoods, testing out the new and improved screaming speed bumps. So
You took a Zenny, I took a Percocet. So we're both in different places, but I don't know who's where.
my attitude's a little short-tempered today, so
His Ada's a little less Ada and a little more tood, if you know what I mean.
she had on my tood till I temper. Anyways, we're heading over right now. They can't pull us over. We're speeding.
She might look good till I heard.
So what was that? What was that?
Oh man, I completely forgot about that.
So just to be clear, you sent that to me no context right before filming, and I was like, I love it, and then you did not respond at all. And then you just show up. Because you didn't even call me when you showed up. I think I was John who called me. He was like, where do we go?
Yes.
Because it's kind of complicated around here. But so you just sent that to me no context at all. Just nothing. 1 minute long, and I'm like, okay, what the heck is this? So in the Zinni, you just said I took a Zinni.
I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think you did. But what was the joke with Zinni? Because you stayed in the extended cut of The Weed Wizard. I just took a Zinni. Like what?
It had to have been just an inside joke, or not. It was either kind of a trendy joke online at the time, or an inside joke in the car in that specific moment that made it into that voice call. But
this is a dynamic last year was just, or no, it was 2 years ago now. It was just like out of control sometimes, like in a kind of a funny way, but like we would always just like say the wildest shit to each other. It's kind of a regular thing.
Yeah, so after we filmed The Weed Wizard, your first documentary, Finland, Minnesota, an ethnographic documentary, showed at FinFest 2025. So what was that experience like at FinFest, and how did audiences respond to your documentary?
Oh boy,
How did audiences at FinFest respond?
Yeah, how did they like it? Did they enjoy it?
I think it was actually received very well.
Yes,
yeah,
we got a lot of praise for it, and especially youth getting into documenting culture and being a part of kind of growing older ethnic communities like the Finnish-American community.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I would say.
So what was it like shooting Finland, Minnesota? Because you guys shot that obviously way before the short film goes wrong in The Weed Wizard. So what was it like shooting that? Like when did you guys shoot that? How long was it? What did you do? Like I would love to hear about the process.
So at the same time, it was at the same time Studio U was shooting a documentary about.
Oh, Mark Jenkins,
Mark
I think.
Jenkins.
Like the U of M researcher.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I remember being like, holy cow, there's an entire team, there's an entire Studio U team working on this documentary, and we're working on this documentary on the side on our own. And I'm like, I was super curious to see what the quality would be like if it's just Isaac and I, no any sort of outside help, just us in the city. The project started out as a 5-minute presentation for our Finnish final, where Isaac and I decided, kind of as a joke, to visit the small town of Finland, Minnesota, population of 220, during finals weekend. And we spent the weekend up there, and we went to their historical society, met some members of their community, and we went to their like community talent show. And we were driving away super shocked on the community and the people that we met. And we just knew that we had to come back and make a documentary about this place. And so a year later, we returned to film their St. Urho parade, which is a Finnish-American holiday that's only celebrated within Finnish America. It's not known in Finland. And it was us diving deep into the culture of the city. And the overall, the entire shooting of the documentary was 2 weekends. It was 4 days. That was it. One in March and one in May of 2025, and then the editing was over June, July, and July, and May of the same year. So the entire production was March through July to get the whole half an hour short documentary out. But shooting it was a lot of us realizing that you can get away with a lot of things if you just ask, and you kind of make the connections by talking to people and introducing yourselves. And there's a lot less to fear when it comes to asking people about their stories. And the reason why I bring up the Studio U documentary at the same time is because I don't think that project ever got finished.
I never saw it published, come to think of it.
Did we see it at the showcase?
I
think we saw like a glimpse of it.
There's like a glimpse of it, but it's not on their YouTube. It's not, when I look it up, nothing pops up.
Yeah, I don't know who was behind that either. Like I remember seeing that pitched, and I'm like, okay, interesting.
It got greenlit.
It got greenlit. Yeah, out of like the 3, that was one of the 3 projects that semester that got greenlit, including the short film that goes wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was, and then there was another one called In the Dark, I think, that got greenlit. That's on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, and
So
filming it, and then kind of the end result of it is like it's anyone can make a short film. Anyone can make a movie. Anyone can be creative and make a narrative and tell a story, and you don't need other people's greenlit or thumbs up to shoot and express your ideas. And
especially with the phone.
Especially with the phones.
Right?
Our like Moomin Crackers was shot on a phone. And so you can do a lot with a little. And that's like a message that I just want to tell to freshmen. And it hurts me at Studio U when a freshman kid's project doesn't get greenlit. And it's like a super reasonable project to do. And they walk away sad and disappointed because they didn't get that greenlit, that thumbs up, and it just.
And then at the same time, the people who have been in Part Studio all this time are like smug about it. They get their stuff greenlit, but it's like, okay, is it getting greenlit because people are actually voting for it, or is it because they have seniority there?
Yes.
Is that the one pitch night I went to? I asked, it was a certain filmmaker who was pitching something. I asked him a legit question. He brushed it off by saying, "We're shooting at your mother's house," and I'm like, okay, I thought that was unprofessional. I didn't like that, and then I see that that project that got greenlit, and they shot it, and I'm like, okay, interesting.
Turned out real well.
But yeah, all my best to everyone in that club and everything.
Right,
don't
right,
get
yeah,
like
for
dog.
sure.
Discourage
It's definitely
anyone there. It's
Studio
just-
U is definitely a club for newer filmmakers. I think it's not like if you're a veteran filmmaker, you'll quickly find out. Okay, it's kind of like for new people. It's geared toward new people, which is a great thing. I think it's great. But yeah, so transitioning to that for that. Because you guys have done short films, and you also do documentaries. What got you into documentaries? Because Luke and I do short films. We've never done a documentary. So what got you inspired to do a documentary?
Oh boy.
Or just like to do that initial Finland Minnesota? Because you guys have like what 7 or 8 other documentaries in the works right now.
In the works, yeah. We have a bunch of projects in the works from Finland, which
From
we
Finland.
can dive into that after we.
Yeah, please.
But yes, what got us into documentaries?
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we already had some experience kind of like vlogging a bit, perhaps, and doing like other kinds of filmmaking. And so I think when we came to Finland, we were just thinking like this is something we can do feasibly.
Yeah.
I had no experience doing documentaries before that though, and I don't know if you did VILLE or not.
I've done a lot of talking heads with my high school friend group.
Right.
And our channel there, but I've never done a documentary, so that was our first time. We were just being ambitious. We were just like, let's do it. You know, what is, nothing stopping us. We have the drive for it, and we have the, not like inspiration. We have the inspiration, but it just, let's do it. Why not? And if we fail, we fail. But let's do everything in our power to make it work. And it really paid off, that bet. So
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So you two, after the FinFest 2025, you two then went to Finland and studied abroad for a year. So what was it like getting there and adjusting? Because obviously you said you've been to Finland, but was this your first time, Arvo, being there? Yeah. So how was it like being a first timer going to Finland? Was that your first time out of the country?
No, but it definitely was my first time in a place like that.
Yeah, right. So what was your experience like?
I mean, it was a place of just like kind of extremes a little bit where like we had some of the best experiences of like all university there. Like our projects were really fun to work on. It was amazing to see like relatives, like kind of work on like language stuff, learn more about the culture. Like anytime we had something going on, it was awesome. But also there are a lot of, I think, kind of difficulties, that you naturally will encounter living abroad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of, sometimes the housing situation can be a little bit, let's say, modest for exchange students, things like that, then, I guess especially if you kind of maybe appear a bit Finnish, people have a hard time understanding, like, if you don't speak perfect Finnish.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a challenge I just ran into constantly, where I didn't want to, like, let myself get too discouraged, but, like, man, it's so tough, like, when you can kind of, like, you can carry half a conversation, then you get lost or whatever, and
You're kind of like,
stuff like,
yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was challenging, to go through that, and I think it's always an experience people have abroad is just, naturally you're running into barriers all the time, and then at a certain point you realize like, oh, I don't have a choice to like tap out of this really.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You just kind of got to go through it.
Yeah, you got to experience discomfort in order to become comfortable. Absolutely.
Right.
What about you, Ville? What was your experience like getting there and adjusting with Arvo and Marcus?
Yes. Marcus joined us in
So just January.
January for 3 weeks.
December, January.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, and that was to work on our new feature-length documentary about the 50th and 50 years of Solompi, the language camp we all met at. But adjusting to Finland, it was pretty much hit the ground running for me. I had a host family. I was familiar with the culture, and being there in Finland was a huge help. And so I went in there with the expectation of knowing that I want to spend every minute here as productive as I could, as productive as I could. And I knew I wanted to film as much and do as many projects as possible. I think we had 3 projects, including the Solompi, 4 projects planned. And just through the people that we met and the opportunities that arose, we ended up with 7 at the end. And we did or at least me personally, I was able to do freelance projects and freelance through a restaurant and through a company in the States who wanted a video on the most popular library in Europe, which is the Oodi Library. But at the end, we were filming documentaries about the shortest river in Finland to a documentary about salmiakki, the famous
It's like that black licorice candy with the is it ammonium chloride?
Ammonium chloride. I actually have some here with me if you guys would like to try some.
Oh gosh, I think we have to.
On camera. So it's by Nami Tupa.
Okay.
Which, I can bring it over.
Please,
but
yes.
The salmiakki, this project led us to a salmiakki factory in Finland.
Yeah, in Western Finland, in this like random small town, they just invited us. Like really kind people.
Yes.
Just small business owners like out there. Yeah, they're great.
And we were able to watch them make their homemade salmiakki from boiling the sugar to shipping it off and sending it off worldwide. So we got their story in there. We went to the Salmiakki Festival in Helsinki. We were able to meet a lot of Salmiakki enthusiasts from all around Europe and all around kind of the Finland and Helsinki region. We followed a heavy death metal band in Finland.
But that was mostly just I wasn't part of that one.
Yeah, but
Why not, Arvo? Why don't you want to go to the death metal
No,
concert?
they were great at playing. I don't want to like give the impression that I did stuff I didn't do.
Yeah, of course. But I went to 3 of their gigs. I went to a bunch of their practice sessions, and I watched them make and film a double single from the planning it out to recording it in the studio. Wow. To then we made a documentary about a Chinese restaurant in Jyväskylä, central Finland, and it was a family of 3 who ran 2 Chinese restaurants and a Chinese market, pretty much by themselves and with help from extended family that moved from China to Finland. And then we made 2 one-week films there for Studio U in Finland.
Yes, those are great.
And documentary about Kuka, which is a Finnish university like drinking sports game. So we were just totally busy, and I'm so grateful I had a notebook over there that helped us kind of document all of our stuff and just keep everything in order in my head. So we had everything was written down, and oh man, it was crazy. So it was one hell of an experience.
Yeah.
Would you like to try it? Yeah,
I would love to. Yeah, let's try it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Straight from the Weed Wizard edibles.
Yes, exactly. Straight from the Weed Wizard and the Weed Warlock right here. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
The black is the best.
All right.
Oh yeah. 2 of them.
I got the red.
That's one for ourselves as well.
Yes.
It's a heart. It's a heart.
You can have.
So,
Cheers, beers, skull.
Yep.
Skull.
Oh, nice catch.
Oh, wow.
Don't bite it. Don't bite it. Ow.
No, you do. But I should propose to be bitten.
Oh.
Wow, that's strong.
Oh man.
That's a very strong food.
So this one, like the 2024 Salmiakki. This is the best Salmiakki of 2024.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we might need to take 5.
Okay.
I got you, bro. Don't worry.
But
I'm fishing mine.
as we're taking 5, Salmiakki is the most popular candy, I would say, in Finland.
Really? Those Finland kids are
it's-
strong.
I
have mine here, Luke.
It's in
fine.
candy, it's in chocolate, it's in
Well, I'll take
mints,
another.
it's in gum, it's in ice cream, if I haven't said that already.
Dude, we are 25% finished, and that I think saved our lives just now. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's wow. So, what were classes like studying abroad?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
So of course I study communications, and I have found myself now. So I major now in communications. I of course was in CLA, undecided for the longest time.
And you didn't want to do FCMC because that's crap.
I didn't want to do MCMC, and for a while I didn't want to do communications either because
Yeah.
I thought that like the impression of that was like, oh, like I'll do that if it's like I give up and I just don't know what to do. And it wasn't until the Finland, Minnesota documentary that I found that it was possible to do ethnographic research, which is the research of culture and tradition and like how kind of people,
Absolutely.
And so now I found myself in my own little niche of doing ethnographic research with my methods of displaying my data being film. And so that is my goal after graduation, and my current goal now is to become an ethnographic documentary researcher and making documentaries and films about hyphenated American culture. And so a lot of what I'm doing right now is hyper focused on the Finnish-American side, but eventually I would love to branch out into the other Nordic American cultures and just other European and Asian hyphenated culture as a whole. So that's kind of my plan here post-graduation and kind of where CLV has led me. Yeah, what was the question again?
It was, what were classes like?
Oh yes, okay, yes, yeah. So now with...
It was a question about school, the most boring question
Of course,
on here.
yes. And so with my mindset of wanting to get deeper into ethnographic research, I found a lot of the international communication courses were very broad and were very easy that anyone from around the world, from any kind of educational level at university could take and pass. And very little assignments, and even writing the papers, it was very easy to write a mediocre paper and get, an A on it. So I was quite bored with school, and my most favorite course was mostly Finnish. It was like a Finnish taught course in English, and the class was 98% Finnish students. And being in an environment with kids who wanted to learn and weren't there to just go abroad and party, that was a total game changer for the classroom environment.
I mean, these two are party animals. I mean, come on.
Clearly. But film single-handedly saved me in Finland, because if I wasn't doing that, I would have been super bored, and especially during the winters where the sun never rises, I would have probably fallen even deeper into the holiday depression than I normally would have.
Sure.
So it was staying busy with film and having that be kind of my primary thing, just saved me and kept me very, very busy and active.
Same question for you, Arvo. What were classes like for you?
Oh, yeah, when you're going abroad, I feel like generally, don't be an idiot, right? Try to keep your academics in order, but in general, the emphasis isn't usually on coursework. It's usually about, pick up the culture where you can, and if there's something you want to see in particular about the country you're going to, just, try and emphasize the experience over just, getting, perfect grades and everything. I think, and that's kind of what I did. I wasn't that worried about coursework, I suppose.
Sure.
So, yeah, I kind of did what I had to do and not too much else.
Yeah.
It was fine, yeah.
Before we start talking about the seven documentaries, I kind of wanted to ask you guys about living in Finland, because when I lived on my own in a dorm, I learned a lot about myself. Did you guys learn a lot about yourself when you guys were living in Finland, and what did you learn about yourself?
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're living away from home, truly, you learn a lot about yourself. So did you guys feel like you learned anything impactful or meaningful about yourself while you were there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really difficult question to answer kind of in a concise way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I get
There's a lot to say about that. For myself, this is probably a shorter answer than VILLE is. So I would say, not everyone, even though I love being part of the projects, and I think both of us love doing these documentaries, not everyone has to, go pedal to the metal and, do all this stuff all the time, 100% without, breaks or, kind of healthy living. It's and it's important to sort of, have a good self-image without relying on work to constantly justify that, your own opinion of yourself, right? Have it a healthy, kind of manageable,
right.
realistic self-image, right? So, I don't know. One thing I just kind of learned is I can't just make up for everything that I feel is wrong by just working more and more or trying to be and learn more, which I was trying to do there. It's just master everything that I felt was ahead of me. But I couldn't. You have to give yourself grace and just kind of accept where you're at. That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
It was kind of tough when I wasn't doing that.
Gotta chill sometimes.
Yeah, it was not easy.
Yeah. I went into the year knowing that I would be a little abusive towards myself workload wise, and I knew I wanted to do projects, and we had two friends in Finland both ask me if I was either on the spectrum or and that I sound like a broken record, because all I was doing and thinking about was film. I mean, doing the 7 projects, that was very abusive towards myself, and it was literally the only thing on my mind and the only thing I was doing. If I went out to an event, 9 times out of 10, I had the camera with me filming it. It was for film. If I got out of the house, it was for film. And the biggest thing I learned about myself is I enjoy keeping the ball rolling, but as soon as I stop rolling that ball, it is very hard for myself to kind of start rolling it again without burning out.
Yeah.
And so, having the shoots planned a week or 2 in advance, that really helped me keep my mind going. But as soon as the winter came and things started slowing down, that's when I had to try to justify everything as I'm doing this because of film, or I need to edit, I need to start editing, I need to edit. And that my mindset just kind of turned worse and worse. And that was the only thing in my mind and what I was thinking about. So the biggest thing is just that I learned about myself, I suppose, over there was, I was too ambitious. But looking back at it, it's I like in my head I can perfectly justify it. It's like I'm super happy I did that. I'm super happy I kind of worked through that burnout, and I worked through that kind of like mental fatigue of all I'm doing is this, and kind of being told like, you know, your whole personality is this. But in the time and the situation, that's what I wanted to be, you know, and that's what I knew I needed to do in order to come back here and be able to start, editing and releasing these kind of bigger projects like the Solmiaki and the Wither Petunia, and even smaller projects like the Smallest River, you know. But yeah.
So you both produce 7 documentaries. While some of them you weren't involved in, or just how many of them weren't you involved?
I believe I was at least partly involved in maybe 5 or 6 of them.
Or 6 or 7.
It's hard to think about. Yeah. 5 or 6.
5 or 6 of them, not 6 or 7. But you guys produced several documentaries while in Finland. So tell us a little bit each about those and why you decided to make them.
Yeah. So I knew this would be our one. This would be like this is our guaranteed time to be in Finland together for a long time, and to work on large-scale projects like the Wither Petunia or the Solmiaki, the Wither Petunia. I knew I could do more long-term projects that could last, you know, throughout the entire academic year, and kind of what that looked like opening up, especially with the one Markus worked on is the Solompi documentary, which involved us traveling around the entire country of Finland, interviewing alumni and staff and teachers who teach at Solompi. We quite literally had our days packed from it was like 4:30 in the morning. We were waking up to catch the first train down to Helsinki, 3-hour train ride, and we would have all day of traveling around, interviewing, getting B-roll shot, getting drone shots in negative 30 degrees Celsius weather.
Yeah, it was enormously cold last winter in Finland, at least for that January and February kind of time frame. So
and then taking
not for the faint of heart.
And then taking the 9 p.m. train back, and we would be in our beds by midnight. So it'd be a 4:30 a.m. day to midnight. We'd be crashing back at home, and we did that I think 3 different times.
Wow.
So I really enjoy our dynamic, and I really enjoy our work ethic when it comes to making these documentaries. And it's, you know, I say anybody can be creative, but it's also I guess I don't credit myself with working on all this stuff. Damn, we do a lot that just, we're with the boys, and it's it makes it easier being with people.
Yeah.
And anyone can be creative, but at the same time, put the work in. It takes work. It takes effort.
You can't be lazy.
You cannot be lazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's moments to chill, and there's moments to have fun, but you have those 16-hour days, and it's man, this is fun.
It's hard for me, at least. It's not easy. Even after having done all these, I still feel oftentimes burned out or just so stressed.
And how do you obviously balance that, because you guys have a lot of projects going on right now? How do you guys manage time for yourself? Because Luke and I, you touched on earlier, but you are always thinking about film. That's the same way. We're always thinking about film and our stupid characters and our stupid short films and that kind of thing. But how do you guys manage getting time for yourself and not doing that? Separating yourself from film. Because obviously if it's always on your mind, it's hard to separate yourself from it as a creative person, right? So
at least while we were filming the Solompi documentary, I think
which we're currently still filming.
Yes. In Finland, we look back on it, and we had this inside joke of the infamous 6th.
Oh dear.
The 6th day of filming, we all totally burnt out. We just felt like shit, and we couldn't even pick up the damn camera.
Oh fuck.
So it was work, and zero play, and that really gave us perspective of we need fun days.
And you guys were dull boys, yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, I think a lot of that was just organizing. Because right now I feel like our just workload is healthier and better spread across the time we have, and we've had fun days programmed into the schedule deliberately placed there.
For the next month, we have every single day planned out. of what we're doing, where we'll be, and what type of interviews we have.
Wow, I'm honored you guys decided to come by and do this one with us.
Yeah, we had you guys built into the schedule.
Hey, you guys are
it.
friends. No, it's good.
Love it.
You guys are also friends. So.
Love it. It means a lot to us.
Gotta stay down to earth, I think. You know, it's,
So we have 3 fun days where we are not allowed to talk about film at all.
Okay.
If we talk about film, it's 4 lashings. It's
Yeah,
4
for
lashings.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
Who are these guys?
Who are these guys?
These guys are crazy. I don't know why we interviewed them. Joking.
Yes.
So my penultimate question is, what is next for the 3 of you? Because Marcus, feel free to pop in here if you want. But what's next for the 3 of you?
I would say finishing the Solompi documentary and seeing, we're planning on it being feature length. So under 90 minutes, over 40 minutes, under 90 minutes. And we have the history, we have interviews from people from all around the world. We have in-person camp, we have from the, interviews from the Twin Cities to the UP Michigan to Wisconsin, and then, the whole Finland segment. And we're taking it one project at a time now, thankfully. And we just want to see what type of networking we can do within the Solompi documentary. So, and I don't know where I'll be post-graduation, and we're just taking it.
Is the plan to all 3 of you guys to stick together though?
we have no idea what'll happen
no
next.
idea.
Oh, love it.
So,
Actually, my kind of studies haven't really been like film oriented. I've just been like involved with the projects, taking a couple classes and just help with the projects.
Sure.
And yeah, so you really just don't know.
I would love to see a film directed by you, Arvo. I would love to see an Arvo Hanson. Yeah, I'll star in it. Luke and I will be all AD it.
Well, yeah, I'll love to have you guys.
All AD
It would be something else. I don't know if it'd be good.
Yeah, I'd help out, man. I
We'll
would
produce it.
We'll produce it. Yeah, and Ville will too.
Hit us up.
I want to say our senior year is going to be our magnum opus of we're putting everything into this year.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens after. So
Yeah, love it. I love it. I'm so excited to see those documentaries because you guys have talked a lot about them, and I've seen a lot about them on social media. So that's really awesome. So
Arvo, why are you laughing so much?
Marcus is just turning into a clown over here.
So my last question, I Ville, you have been answering a lot of the questions I have on here already. Love it. But my last question is for both of you. And what advice would you give to those starting out in filmmaking, and what are some common mistakes to avoid from your perspective?
Well, we've made pretty much all of them, so.
So have we.
Yeah.
See, look at that tripod right there. Like
That's how you learn, though, by making mistakes.
Yeah,
For sure. And, kind of really think about it, 'cause, yeah, I mean, for one, I think a lot of it was our pacing wasn't healthy, like we already talked about.
Oh,
I think we picked up way too much, didn't give ourselves enough time to plan in advance. Didn't give ourselves kind of more of a break when it was needed.
Sure.
So there was stuff like that. What would you say earlier, before we did the documentary? What kind of?
I think shooting the Studio U film and also doing the 1 week films.
I guess we had a couple of projects that we actually decided not to ever release because it was just we had made a lot of mistakes in the production and we learned a lot. But
Yes.
I don't know. What would you say was wrong with those?
I think it was the main thing. It was us experimenting.
Yeah.
And that we didn't ask for help. We didn't ask for someone with a super nice camera to do all the shots. And we didn't ask for someone with leadership to guide and give us a direction. It was us building our own foundation in a sense. And that's one advice I would give is, for me personally, I have to build my own foundation and build the trust upon myself to be able to know what goes into a project and kind of I need to personally need to be able to imagine how all the parts will work for the film, and so I'm not relying on one person or I'm not using another person as a crutch. And I feel like if I had someone at the very beginning be like, here's how you shoot, here's the rules of shooting, and I'll be the one behind the camera and I'll make your stuff look good. That's not how I learn personally. And, our first project, it was shot on a phone, and it was the foundation of having fun. And the 1 week films, I think, are a perfect example of just see what you can do in a week. You have nothing to lose by just putting in a week's worth of effort into a film. It shows what you can do. It shows kind of what people around you can do. And it's always super fun to see other 1 week films because put everything into it. You have nothing to lose. It's at the beginning of the semester, and you're really able to scout out who can do what, kind of artistically and creatively. And I've seen a lot of good one week films through Studio U even, and a lot of funny ones. So it's always fun to see kind of who shows up and who does what. But you just have to experiment and not have that reliance on one person doing a specific role. And yes.
So what you're saying is like you need to learn all the positions. Like you need to, because you brought all these lights to your side. You know how to light a scene. You have a camera. You know how to set it to the camera. You know everything pretty much. Yeah, that makes sense.
And what sucks is that a year from now, I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna say it's shit. You know.
So will we.
Yeah. So it's
yeah. I mean that's improving though. Like you're like Luke and I look at art. I mean we're critical of the Weed Wizard and like we look at that and like that's shit. But like that's that was fun to do. We had a fun time here. I mean. Yeah. You barely knew Luke and you were tackling him here. And yeah, exactly. Like, right back there actually. So, and Isaac was wearing a ridiculous outfit.
It was a great time.
Yeah, it was a great time. But like, it was a fun time.
It was funny,
even when like, things were, I mean, you were there on the day where we lost the jar of edibles in nowhere,
we were looking for that for quite a while. I think it was like...
You found it though. You found it. And I was so grateful you did because we needed it. So, for some context, we had the shot at the end of the Weed Wizard where the Weed Wizard throws the jar of edibles out the window. Like, he tries it himself, and he's like, oh, this is gross, and throws them out the window.
It was kind of like how we tried that candy there.
Yeah, so pretty similar reaction. So, anyway, he throws it out the window, whatever. So, we're in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin. So, he throws them out the window, and I'm like, all right, so I'm behind, so I'm not in the car. I'm like, all right, I'm going to figure out where he throws them. But whoever's driving the car, it might have been you, Luke, is going too fast. So, I'm trying to catch up with the car. I'm running. Obviously, I'm not fast enough. And I see where they land, but it lands in this like big bush shrub area. So we're like digging around for like a half hour, and so we're eventually ready to call it quits. And then Arvo pulls it out. He's like, "Here it is, guys!" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" We'll pull up a photo here and show you the picture of us. I'll show it to you later of him finding it. But I was so grateful because we needed the jar for the next day of shooting because we were shooting the beginning of the film that day. So the Weed Wizard was weird because we shot the end of it first. So like that the day that you two were there. It was our most chaotic day of shooting something ever. Sure. I could not control that set. I was like, what is happening here? I was so like,
Jack Boyette was going crazy with the improv.
Oh yeah, that was very funny.
I'll show some clips in here.
Yeah, he was
very well spoken.
He's a very well spoken. Yes. I was like, whoa.
He's a very well spoken lunatic.
Yes, very well spoken lunatic. Yeah,
I love Jack.
Yeah, he's great. But yeah, so that's all the questions I have for you, Luke. Do you have anything else for them?
No, I mean, I think we've covered just about everything with these guys.
Wonderful. Do you guys have anything else you want to mention before we conclude this episode?
Of course.
Also, to your last question, I was thinking of something that I always quote this, like what Orson Welles said.
Yeah.
Because now, obviously, he knew what he was doing. He was saying, like, you can't, like, actually, to make good films, even if you want to do that, like, you can't watch too many movies or, like, immerse yourself too much in, like, filmmaking sometimes.
Yeah.
Ignorance is a huge part of it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably butcher exactly how he puts it, but, like, he was saying, like, I really wish that I had emphasized, like, my relationships with other people, like, all kinds of, like, just with other, people in my life, or, like, maintained a sort of healthier balance.
Yeah.
Because I think for a lot of, like, what he did, like, his understanding came from having experienced life. Like, really in a good and healthy way, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people who get into film, like, or get frustrated, decide they need to just grind and work more, and they end up with let's say, like, a very unhealthy relationship. And I feel like both of us have kind of been at points where, we just thought, like, working harder or, like, figuring out more, like, through just, pushing ourselves into the work is what will fix it. But sometimes it's not that,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more, like, stability and, like, understanding that actually gets you farther.
Yeah, I mean, there's a time to be super ambitious, but there's also time to just kind of like touch grass essentially, and just kind of be like, just like chill for a bit.
Yeah, and I think he actually had a lot more experience to draw from, like, while he was producing films and, like, writing, because he had lived so much outside of that and accomplished so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you both for coming on. You are our aside from, you're our second guests to have on the podcast, because Jaden was our first guest.
That's right, yeah.
This is our 9th episode now, and 7 of the episodes are just me and Luke talking to ourselves about our own work or the Saw movies or whatever. But thank you all for coming on the podcast. Thanks for taking time out of your very busy schedule to fit this in. It means a lot to us. But yeah, thank you all for watching episode 9 of the Brothers Do podcast. See you on the next one.